Hey, welcome to Happy Little Notaries. You could say that this is gotta make sure everything's reset when I do it. Hey, welcome to Happy Little Notaries. This is your host and probably giving you an ultimate guide to film look emulations. I have 4 stacked up on several different shots where we can take a look-see at how different film emulations are operating. If you watched the previous video on Dehancer or previous video on FilmVerse, those are all on the channel, but this is kind of like, let's stack them all up on the same clip side by side and see what they do from the default if the target is the same. So these clips that I'm showing you at the end, you can watch all of them and kind of scrub through and see the comparison that they do when you just drop them in and make no changes to the default settings. And that's one of the questions that I've considered a lot with film emulations is, one is the ease at which dropping the footage in and making the change to it, and then making changes to the look from there. And there is, in my mind, one winner. It's the one that I developed. Because it isn't really feasible, I don't think, yet, the one that I came up with. But there is things with Film Creator. Dehancer, I really don't like what it does when it compresses. I'm going to look at, we've seen that in another video. It compresses the gamut to Rec 7.9, and when you tell it that you're doing Davinci Wide Gamut, and it spits out something that is not Davinci Wide Gamut, you're kind of like, Anyways, it's a little bit more aggressive. Film Creator it does a little compression, but stays mostly in Davinci Wide Gamut. And FilmVerse is this new one that I've been playing around with and testing out, and it works in Davinci Wide Gamut as its primary space, and then still uses a DRT to get out. So all these clips go into Davinci Wide Gamut, and are, for the ones that are FilmVerse, Dehancer, and Film Creator, are targeting Kodak Vision 3 500T and printing to Kodak 2383. And then we are, with mine, it's actually set to Kodak 5247, so a slightly different place, a slightly different thing. And that is what we are going to be playing around with. Real quickly, just to take a quick look at what's going on. So yeah, that's an intro, but if we just hop over to our footage here. So this is Film Creator, straight out of the gate, I believe. No, this is Dehancer. I'm going to switch this to Davinci Wide Gamut, and we're going to turn off grain. It's out of the box. Grain is aggressive as all get out, I find. And I didn't mean to. Vision 3 500T is its film profile, and then the print profile is not linear. We're going to go with Kodak 2383. So this is if we were just going straight from our color space to through Open DRT, and all of the clips in this workflow are set up that way. And so when we go to Dehancer and look at it, it has tons of settings to dial everything in, but this is the look straight out of the box. This is FilmVerse, and yeah, I tweaked it so it's not taunt you. So this is FilmVerse with no settings, but it's also set to Kodak 500T as well as Kodak 2383. And you can see there is quite a difference as a starting point. So it's kind of one of those things, like what? Then the reason I would lean towards starting with FilmVerse, even though I kind of like the warmth of the Dehancer, is its tweaking of settings is a lot controllable, a lot more easy to look at. This is Film Creator, so it's set to, we set that to, and then the Rochester, so it's as if you just dropped it in. And we have Rochester here, and that is what we're fiddling around with. And you can see we have our shot there, and so that is, there's no other changes to the settings. It's just what happens when you select Rochester, which is the Kodak. And you can see this one and this one are very similar, and this one is not. But what I like about FilmVerse is its control setup is a lot cleaner, less choice fluctuation. So versus getting choice perilous when you drop into Filmic Creator and go, I gotta flip down bloom, I gotta turn all these other things on and off. And then there's this. Oh wait, let's not. Oops, daisy. I'll be honest. This is mine out of the box with bloom turned on. And this is what I've been talking about in terms of projector level grading, where we take the image apart, and in Fusion I've taken the image apart and modeled the roll-off in the highlights based off of the dye density, and so that as we're putting the image back together, so this is red, this is green, and this is blue, and then we've created red, green, yellow, negative, so that's yellow, and then we have add the blue in, and then we have a negative, and then we've added in a little bit of a silver for contrast, and then it goes through this light pass. We have this key here. You can see in highlight mode what it is doing. If you see down here, there's this key. This is made in Fusion to create a key to knock everything out and control where there is bleed through for the projector light, which you can change yourself. So you can see if you change, some older theaters used to run with carbon arc bulbs, modern theaters run with xenon bulbs. You can see quite the difference in how the colors are represented based on the bulb temperature of your particular theater. And that's kind of how, and then there's tons of tweaking you can do with this setup to make it be everything you want. You want to bring those shadows back in and change. It's kind of in here that you're finding that balance. But this is mine that I've been working on for a while. And we see that with all these other ones, so we can kind of thumb through. So this is Filmic Creator. And just resetting these to match FilmVerse, that they are the baseline settings, no changes. As you can see, I changed mine, but there is lots of flexibility with shape and look. This is just where it comes out of, just dropped in the box. So this is original color space to Davinci Wide Gamut to it's out, and then this is mine. We're just going to copy that, and so yes, very dark, but I mean, this shot footage wasn't originally shot for this intended purpose. And so we're just putting these back to the default, because I made this video and then it didn't record well, and so all the settings have changed, kind of undoing things as we go. So this is straight out of the box. This is definitely warmed up, and changed the projector light. And then we got this one, which is Dehancer, sorry. I'll have the video at the end that kind of plays through all this. And then this is a test pattern for this guy. This is FilmVerse, and then we have on the end Film Look Creator from Resolve. Again, this is straight to Rec 709 from the color space. And then we have mine, and we're going to switch to that. And that's Dehancer, FilmVerse, and the last one is Film Look Creator. So all set to be its own thing. You can watch it at the end. And so what really sets FilmVerse apart for me in terms of playing around with it as a Film Look Creator is there is less paralysis analysis. There are a limited set of options. They're all on one screen. It's not flipping through tabs. Like when you go to Dehancer, there is a lot of knowing, and you really need to take the time to create your own set presets, which then gets back at the question of film emulation. Are you emulating it to get beyond, to make it be like something, or are you trying to start somewhere close and push it around and shape to look that way? There are a lot of questions with figuring out what the goal is, but at the end of the day, it's all about having a happy little note tree that makes a pretty little picture. So if you enjoyed this, please watch the other videos on film emulations. And I'm going to do a deep dive on how my film emulation works at some point when I get around to it, because it is what it's doing in Fusion and things like that. It's quite complex and a little all over the place. But until next time, this is me signing off on Happy Little Note Trees. So click, like, subscribe, comment, do all that stuff. Until then, ta-ta.